it's going to be a very special podcast. I'm going to talk about getting back on track after those setbacks. I've got to say, last week was an amazing week. I went to Holiday Inn in Birmingham, as some of you may have seen, and that's why I wasn't doing the podcast last week. But I had a much deserved and much needed relaxation time. I feel very rejuvenated, back at it again. I hung out with my main friend Gav. We had a great time. We went everywhere. We watched the England game. It was just fantastic. And I just want to say, last week was a very good and very deserved break. I got out of where I usually am, home and work, and I just had a different environment, and it was just so nice. And fingers crossed for everybody. Fingers crossed that we can come out of this. Fingers crossed everything goes to plan, and that everybody is safe, and that we can go back to some normality, because I would be so happy, and I'm sure all of you will be as well. But I'm back at it again, and today I'm going to talk about how we come back after getting those setbacks, and how we end up going off track, but how we can come back on track. So, last week, I had a much needed break. I went everywhere, had some fun, had some food to eat, which was out of diet, and I had some cake, I had some Nando's chicken, and I also had some pizza. So yeah, it's clear that I've gone off track. And after I came back from the hotel visit, I realized, I've given myself this this restoration time, and I've had my treats and my cheat meals, but now I've got to come back on track because I feel really heavy. What do I do? So what I did was I just slowly stopped. I was present in the moment. I saw what I felt. I wrote it down, and I said, okay, today is the 5th of July, which was Monday that just went by, and my birthday is on the 20th of July. So guess what? I'm not going to eat any junk food from today up until then. And I have literally not eaten a piece of junk food. And how have I done that? Well, I've done that through self-accountability. Now, this is something that takes some discipline, but I slowly phased it in, and here's how I'll explain. So I started the day on aloe vera, and I had 30 ml of the aloe vera gel in a cap. I poured it in my glass at the start of the day. I drank that, and I felt refreshed. I felt like my immune system was going back to normal. I felt like it was clearing out my insides slowly and steadily. I had 1 glass of green celery smoothie juice, and then I also had a glass of lemon water. So I squeezed a lemon, half a lemon, the cup to make lukewarm lemon water, and that helped clear out my system as well. But then not only that, I also put some protein powder in my porridge, and this is Forever Light Ultra, and I put in 1 scoop of Forever Light Ultra in my porridge alongside blueberries, about 50 grams of blueberries, mixed it in, and I had that for the morning. And that was slow release, and it kept me going up until lunchtime. I had my 10 o'clock snack of what I usually have, which is a banana, but I was able to carry on going. Now, I did this slowly and steadily, day by day. I didn't get down and self-deprecate like how a lot of us do. Even I do it sometimes. Even now, it happens. I just was present in the moment, and I saw that I got to give myself a goal. The best way to get back on track, ladies and gentlemen, is to give yourself a mini goal. Too often we have this perception that we got to have the big goal straight away, and it scares us, it intimidates us. But it's small steps to get to that big goal. If you have mini goals, you can get to that big goal, and eventually it just builds and builds. Momentum builds on momentum. You get one bit of momentum, you can go bam like that. And that's what it takes. That's the slow and steady steps to getting back on track in anything in life. I also meditated quite a lot, and I also meditated at the hotel as well, and I found that I had quite a lot of mindfulness. I was very calm, very relaxed, but I brought that same calm and relaxed energy back with myself to my home, and I noticed that it's almost as if I'm still there, because all that restoration, that rejuvenation, I carried it with me. Too often, we can carry that strain and that stress and that anxiety when we've been in the same place over and over again, because it gets tiring, and we've carried a lot in the last 18 months. Let's face it, ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure you have as well. I'm sure you're sick of it, and I'm sure you want to get out as well. But what I did was I carried that energy through my meditation. I meditated back in my home, and then I thought, you know what, I'm going to use this to actually give myself the mini goal of getting to my birthday having not eaten any junk food. I put on 1 pound today, and that's because of how much I had treated myself last week. But instead of going into the, oh, I did it, oh, woe is me, I took a step back and I said, you know what, slowly and steadily I'm going to cut down on my calories. I'm going to get back to what I usually do, and what I usually do has worked. I have actually lost a lot of the pounds. I can feel it, because I do feel lighter, but that extra pound is because I had the treats. But it's okay to zig and zag sometimes. I've been very disciplined for the last 6 months, probably since Christmas. You know, I've been extremely disciplined in the last 3 months, despite situations that were going on outside of just work and in my personal life. So, you know, I've taken small steps to get back on track, and that's something that I would recommend you can do. I also journaled. When we journal, we get out our stresses, we get out what's bothering us in our mind, and that way when we get it out on a piece of paper and we get it out of our mind, it no longer has that ability to play about in there. Too often we push it down and it comes back up, push it down, come back up. Best thing to do is for us to journal it out, see what it is, see it as it is and not worse than it is, and then call bullshit on it. Call bullshit on it. Because one thing I can tell you is that comparison of yourself to anybody else is the thief of joy. What you want to do on getting back on track is focus on where you are, see it for what it is, and then get to the next small step, the small mini goal, and then get to the next one after that. And then once you feel you've got that momentum, bang, you go to the super goal. You know, you don't lose 10 stone in weight in one day. You probably don't lose it in 1 year, but it takes every month, slowly and steady, checking in, and look at your body as slowly and steadily you're cleansing this out. Slowly and steadily you're making this your own temple. Slowly and steadily you're making your mind your temple through meditation. You're making your body your temple through your healthy lifestyle, your weight training, your cardio, through your yoga, and you're also making it your own temple through the nutrition that you're having. So that's the best way for you to get back on track. And you know, sometimes you can slip, sometimes you can have the odd donut, sometimes you can have the odd pack of crisps, sometimes you can have the odd chocolate. But what you must do is recognize from that day, let's go to the end of the week, let's take it one day at a time. Let's go to the end of the week and see if we can get ourselves off of this junk food. Let's wane ourselves off this junk food for 1 week. We'll see how we feel. Let's check in how we feel. Has our energy gone up? Has my vitality gone up? Has my mood gone up? Am I feeling more mindful? Probably yes to everything I've just said, just like how I felt. So now that you're feeling those benefits, you're going to follow through on another week, aren't you? So this is what I've done with myself. I've got leverage on myself to get to my birthday on 20th of July, having not ate any junk food, and I'll probably lose a few pounds before then. So that's one way that you can do it, and that's how you get back on track. And you know, for a small matter of £22, you can get the aloe vera gel, and for about £20, 31 pence, you can get the Forever Light Ultra. Now that's £40 approximately. So for £40, that could last you a month. I mean, surely that is a good investment in yourself, to have £40 worth of aloe vera gel, which is 1 litre, which can last you a month, with 30 ml in the cup, and then you have that Forever Light Ultra, which can last you also a month, with the scoop a day. So that's a good investment in yourself. Surely that's something that you wouldn't quite mind, wouldn't you? So you know, here are some ways to get back on track, and that's what I would recommend. You know, if you're interested in purchasing the Forever Aloe Vera Gel and the Forever Light Ultra, let me know, message me, and we can get in touch and we can arrange a one-to-one phone call, and I can distribute that out to you, following COVID procedures whilst we still are in it. I won't contact it. It will go directly to you, and you can get that. So for £22 and for £20, that's a very good investment in yourself to get back on track. That's a very good way of increasing your vitality, getting yourself in good shape, and getting yourself going after your goals again. Surely that's something you appreciate, wouldn't you? I'm sure you would. Well, it's been a great podcast, everybody. I hope you have an amazing weekend. I'm feeling great after last weekend. Channel your inner Rocky, as I would always say. But tomorrow, good luck. Go England. Let's go. Everybody, peace out. It's been amazing. It's your main man, Anil. Bye bye now.